Hi everybody, it's Diana with Stamping with Di. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and this week's Teach Me Tuesdays, episode 285, and I'm going to be doing the new Calm and Bright kit. This is one of the 3 new kits that we have in the online store, the online exclusives for the month of October. Yesterday I showed you the Nutcracker tag kit, and then there's a third kit that I didn't get, but you can see it in my store. So if you are new to my channel, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. My name is Diana, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and I'm in Santa Valley, Arizona. So thank you so much for joining me today. During the video premiere, I am in the chat room, so head on over there. I'll be there with my friends. Otherwise, if you're watching the replay and you have a question or a comment, leave it below. YouTube will let me know, and then I can reach out to you. So yeah, we are going to do this kit. Now, I'm not going to do all of the cards. I'll do like one of each of the cards. It looks like it does 3 different styles, and you do 3 of each. So 9 cards. It's really, really pretty. So I'm excited to get started with it. So let's get started. So I'm going to spin my camera for a second. So close your eyes while I do that. Okay, so here is the kit, and I'm getting some reflection, so I'll get it out of its wrapper. Now this is an all-inclusive, so you've got your stamp set, your little spot. It's a Lost Lagoon, but you know me, I'll use my big Lost Lagoon mama pad. Okay. So it has a lot, seems like. Oh, it's got some twine, so that's what's making it kind of bulky. But it also has the block. So these kits are ready to go. Like if you want to give them as a gift, they're great. If you like to order them and you don't get them done, they're awesome to just throw in your purse, or maybe you're traveling, throw in your check-on, and then you can do these while you're waiting. So you've got some little bling, we've got some dimensionals and glue dots, but you know me, I'm going to take out the little blings and I'm going to seal this, and I will use this another time because I'll just use my glue dots and my seal and my own dimensionals. Let's see, what else do we got here? We also have our twine and the block. So I don't need the block, so I'll put that away. I use them. I might meet somebody new that's new to stamping, and they might need a block. So, all right. Get the chipboard out of here. So this is what the stamp set looks like. All is calm, all is right. Merry Christmas. It's got some cute fonts, doesn't it? Sending joy from our house to yours. All right. So what I usually do is I just go like this and get my stapler. And I could keep these in something cuter, but a lot of times I don't hang on to these unless it's really, really, really cute and I know I'm going to reuse it. Otherwise, I just kind of door prize them. So this just goes in here, and then I'll know what that is. All right. I'm just going to stick this in here so I don't lose that. And then it's good for whenever. All right. So like I said, I'm not going to do like 9 cards. I'm just going to do 1 of each of the cards. So what I'll do is I'm going to, pop out my pieces and get those all ready to go. And that will make the video not be so long, because you don't need to sit here while I get, everything in order. So I'll do that, and then I'll come back. So I have all my pieces separated and ready to go. One thing I do want to mention is when I got looking at the instructions. So this says we get a little Lost Lagoon spot, but you know me, I'm going to use my Big Mama pad. But the directions actually show gray granite. But we have Blue Lagoon, or not Blue Lagoon. Yeah, Blue Lagoon. We have Lost Lagoon. All right, but it shows Lost Lagoon over here. So don't be confused. Although you probably, you know, if you have a big gray granite and you want to use gray granite, you can. But I'm just using the Lost Lagoon because that's a little spot. But I'm using my Big Mama pad. So I also have a few bits and bobs left over. So I'm just going to put those aside in case I boo-boo and need to re-stamp anything. And I basically have just piled all the pieces that I need to do the project. All right, so this one, and I love the colors that they used for this kit. What is it? Did I mention the colors? This is Basic Beige, Gray Granite, Lost Lagoon, Pecan Pie, Pool Party, Pretty in Pink, and White. And they're just not your normal Christmas colors, but they are really, really fun. All right, so I'm just going to stamp my little pieces so they're all ready to go. Now there's a white side of this, and then there's a little pale blue side. So we're stamping on the pale blue side. And this is heavier cardstock. It's got a texture to it, almost like a linen texture. There's some really fun little embossing on it. But I always tell you, like, this cardstock is a little bit different than what we have in the catalog. So it takes it a little bit longer to dry. So that's why I like to get my stuff stamped, so it has a little time, you know, to kind of soak in before I start touching them. All right, and then we have some itty bitty little stamps, and some of these remind me of when we did that virtual 12-month scrapbooking day, because there was lots of little stamps in that one as well. All right. And then this one is the from our house to yours. And it is going to be stamped off to the side a little bit. And I should be stamping on my whatchamacallit. But okay, I'll remember after. All right. So we're just going to set that aside. And then we also, and we're going to put some snow. So there's some, see this dry embossing? I guess that's what you call it, right? See the little X's? So they look like little stitches. They're so cute. And I'm making mine stick out. You know, you can make them be inside too, but I'm going to make it stick out only because I consider this the back of the card because of that cut edge. When you cut cardstock, it gives you an edge. In case you are new to cutting cardstock, you get an edge. And when you cut it, it kind of curves, right? So then I always like the one that kind of curves down to be the front. So, all right. So we want, there's a little very, very small, like snow and stars image. And that's just going to go on this piece. So you have to be really careful with this one because they're just some little tiny snowflakes. And then we have one by itself that you can kind of add. So you have kind of a big star around as well. Okay. And while that dries, well, I was going to stamp the other stuff, but I'll just let this dry. All right. So we have our card, but like I said, this is heavier than some of the kits. But can you see that? I don't know if it's going to show or not. There's like a linen. It's hard to see, but it's like a linen texture. So it's really, really nice looking. So this is I think I ordered 2 of these kits because I just really loved how they looked. And I don't send tons of Christmas cards. And I just thought, you know, these would be great to have on hand. All right, now I need to do 30 or so inches. So we do have a whatchamacallit, a little handy dandy ruler on there, and then I need just a little tiny piece to tie on the tag. Okay. And then that is just going to get looped around this. And we're just going to tie it in a knot on the back. Just going to hold it with your finger and then tie it in a knot. Okay. And then I'm going to build my scene before I put it on the card. So I'm just going to fiddle with these a little bit. All right. So we're going to build our scene before I put it on the card. So we have our Merry Christmas, and this came with dimensionals and glue dots, but I'm just using, you know, my own stash. All right, so I'm going to put my dimensionals on here instead of here, because this way I can kind of contain that thread, that twine, and then I'm not putting the dimensional in the wrong place on the back of this so it sits on top of the twine, because then that piece would be crooked, right? It would be kind of crooked because of that. All right, so this just goes in the center here, and it just covers that twine. Then we have our From Our House to Yours, and that's going to go on with glue dots, and I'm just using my own. Okay, and then that goes right over top of this. So it sticks out a little bit on this side, and it kind of comes in on this side. Okay. We have our cute little house. Look at this little pink house. I just love these unusual colors for Christmas. All right, so I'm just cutting my dimensionals so they're a little smaller. I might need to peel the back off. That always helps. Just so that I can prop my house up a little bit. And was it Judy? Oh my gosh, I can't remember if it was Judy the other day that mentioned if you write on your dimensionals, and I've done it before and then I always forget, but you just kind of take a Sharpie and you kind of doodle on your dimensional. Of course I did the little ones, which is a little harder, but you kind of like doodle on the back of there, and then you'll know if you didn't take the back off of them. Does that make sense? All right. or the front or whatever side. It just lets you know that, oh, there's still the backing. All right, so we have, and I just used a Sharpie so that it will dry. Alrighty. Okay, so there we have our cute little house on there. And then we have our holly. So I just find it easier to build this little thing before I put it on the card, because then it's laying nice and flat. All right. So we're going to go holly. And then we have like these berry kind of things, but they're shiny. It's hard to tell, but they are. They're shiny. It's not foil. They're just shiny. All right. So then this guy, you just want to be really careful because they're really thin. Then I'm putting a glue dot on there. Then we have that one. And then we take another holly. And put that there. And then another one of these little berries. And you could even color those. I mean, I'm just doing it as it is, but you could take your blends and you could color those so they'd have a little color to them. That would be really cute, I think. All right. As it sticks to my fingers. And then this one will go here. And then my little house, my little, well, it's a tag, but it looks like a house to me. All right, so let's see, did this dry? Yeah. So then, of course, I'm not, oh, here's one. So then when you do this, I'm going to put this here because my little house is going to go in there. You can see like, oh, I need to take the backing off of that one because I could still see that Sharpie on there. So that is very cool. So Judy, if it was Judy, oh my gosh, whoever reminded me to do that, because I have done it in the past, and it's just one of those things that, you know, I forget about. I use dimensionals so many times that I kind of forget. All right, so I just stuck the little house on there, and then we're going to tie a little bow. Got a cute little bow. All right. Now this is going to go on with the big dimensionals on the card, and then we're going to put some of the little blings. Because you've got little pink and white blings. But look how adorable this card is. Sometimes the kits, I shouldn't say some, well, yeah, I'm going to say sometimes, because some of the kits, I should say some of the kits and not sometimes, but some of the kits are so cool. All right, now I put my little house where I'm supposed to be putting my little pink blings, because I'm supposed to put my little pink blings on here, so I'm in the way. So I'm just going to put them on my Merry Christmas instead. So cool. All right, so that is one. Okay, so we're doing, there's 3 different cards, and you do 3 of each. All right, so here is the next one. So the same thing as I did before, I'm going to get my stuff out that needs to be stamped on so that it can be drying while I do the rest of the card. All right, so we are going to again use the little star and snowflakes. And that's just going to go like that. We also have this really cute little snowflake. And that's going to go in the center of these ornaments. Let that dry. We also have this little circle. So we had a little one that looked like a house on the other one, and then this time we have a little circle one, and then we are using this bigger star that has circle around it. Get off of there. Okay, I don't want to touch it while it's drying. All right, and then this one is going to say sending joy. And that's just going to get stamped as low down as you can. So there's that. Okay, let that dry. Okay, now this one, they put the thread or the twine or whatever through the card, which I usually don't do, but they did it, so I'm going to do it. I want to see how much thread I have left. Let's see. Because I need a couple shorts. I need a short one for the tag and a short one for the tag, and like looking to see, because I probably used more than I should have. So I'm just going to grab some. Use my white because I made the other cards, so I probably cut my strings longer maybe. All right. Because I do have lots of little bits and pieces hanging around that could have probably went on something. All right, so let's see here. So we're going to go back to here. Now, like I said, this has it wrapped through the card. And I usually don't do that. Yeah, I cut that one a little short. That's all right. I'm not a big fan of having that thread in the center of the card, but I'm just going to do like it says to do. And then this time, we are tying it in a knot on the front so that that thread at least looks nice and clean on the inside, like there's not a big knot in there or whatever. All right, so the knot's on the outside this time. Okay. So see, that's just on the inside, so that's okay. You could always, maybe you're going to give a gift card or a check. Maybe you still do checks. And you could slide it in underneath there and it would hold it, you know, hold it still. So that's not like super bad. All right, so just like I did before, I am going to build my my card part, you know, like my main focal point on my card. I'm going to build it before I put it on the card. So we have these ornaments here, and they have me using glue dots, but I'm just going to use the green tip glue. Whatchamacallit? My silicone, just in case I get glue around. All right, so I'm just going to put a little green tip to get this started. All right, so I'm just going to put a little green tip, just a couple little dots, because that's just going to go behind there like that. All right, because then it's going to go on here with dimensionals. So to me, green tip glue is just as easy. All right, so we're gonna put some dimensionals back here. And we'll just go right over that ornament, and that will also hold it in place. And we have a dimensional there and there. And then it's just gonna go in the center here. And what's fun about this card too is it's got a lot of little things that go on top of this piece that make it look so stinking cute. All right, so this is gonna go here. Okay, so you have this one hangs down a tad. All right, then we have these fun little branches. I mean, they're kind of like a branch. All right, but they're really delicate, so I'm just going to use my glue dot. But as I peel it up from the glue dot, I grab that glue dot. Like, I don't just grab the branch, because you'll just tear it. All right, and then that's just going to go on here, and it just kind of, you know, wispy. You're going to do another glue dot the same way. Excuse my arm. So you've got that little glue dot on the edge of that one as well. And then what I did was, instead of putting another glue dot here, I just kind of tuck this so that it touches the glue dot that is kind of sticking out from that. And then we're going to put this one here. Okay. And then we have these two little flowers. They're like almost like a pink poinsettia is what it kind of reminds me of. All right, and then you have the lighter one goes on top of the darker, just kind of like that. And then that is going to go here. So it's going to hide all that, you know, yucky looking glue dot stuff. Okay, and then just put your little poinsettia there. So isn't that so cute? All right, now we also want to take, now this time we're taking some of the white blings. I always say blings, even if they don't bling. Like, these are just like a matte, but I still say bling. Bling sounds cuter than embellishment. All right, and then we just put those three little white things there. We have our little circle this time. So let's put my twine in there. Okay. And we want a little glue dot. And I'm going to put a little glue dot over here. And then we'll stick our little tag like that. And I've just been, because I believe they said to because it just looks like it's, you know, it looks like it's dangly. If you did dangle it, you would have to tie it somehow. And to me, it's just easier to go like that. All right, so now we will take this, and it's going to go on here. So I'm going to take Big Mama glue dots, or dimensionals rather. So one in each corner. But I also am going to put one here and here, and that's going to catch this center, but it's going to keep the glue dots off of the twine so that it stays flat. Okay. And then this just simply gets put in the center. And look how cute. I mean, it's just like the colors are just, oh my God, I can hardly wait to send these cards. I'll have to make a note because a lot of times I will send Christmas cards and they're not all the same. I mean, these aren't all the same because what I'll do is like as I make, Christmas cards for my channel, I just put them in like a box that says Christmas cards, and then I have them ready to go. Or sometimes I use them for thank you cards, but and then somebody will go, "Oh, I love my Christmas card," and then I was like, "Oh my gosh, I don't know what Christmas card I sent." So sometimes, depending on who it is, I'll go, "Well, what card did I send you?" Because I don't remember. And then they'll say, "Oh, it was whatever." And some people like send me a picture, but I should probably write down, like if I send these, because there'll be, multiples of the same one. Now I'm just putting this around like I did before, but this time I'm making more of a snow scene. I could, write beside their name like, oh, they got whatever. But, okay, so I did my little snow scene or whatever. And then let me get these over here. Now I have, this is going to get stamped on. And we're using another little round tag this time. And it has this little snowflake like that. Okay. And this one says, all is calm, all is bright. And this time it's off to the left, because the other time we stamped it over to the right. But this time we're going to stamp it off to the left. All is calm, all is bright. This has got some nice, little sayings. And I really love, the fonts. So I might hang on to this one because I told you the other day that, a lot of times, my paper pumpkins or kits or whatever, a lot of times I don't keep the stamp set. I'll door prize it or something. All right. So now what we want to do is we want to kind of lay our trees before we glue them. Because some are glued direct, some are dimensional, some are glue dotted. But we're making like this little forest, so I just kind of want to get my layout a little bit, because this has to go over here. We have our pink one, this pink one, and this. Actually, he goes over here. And this guy goes over here. So that kind of like gives you your idea where you need to place them. So then I can, scoot. Because the ones I really want to worry about are these guys. These little bright ones. Because they're going to get glued like right down. So I'm just going to put some green tip. Because they're like flat on the card. And then we can build our forest, basically. Okay. And then these guys are going to get glue dotted. So he's going to be glue dotted about there. And then these guys all are going to get dimensionals. And then I'll glue dot this guy. Just makes a really cute little like forest scene. And these are kind of neat shaped little trees too. Okay. So we've got our pink. Pink. And I don't think you could do an identical one if you tried, because I think all of mine look different. Okay, there's that one. And then we want our all is calm, all is bright. And that's just going to go on there. And I'm going to just put some green tip glue in the center because it'll rest on these trees. So that'll hold it in place. So it can wiggle just a little bit till I get it straight, and that looks good. All right. Then we have our cute little deer. I love the little deer. And I think this goes the same shape. We have a die, I think, that cuts out this little deer. So he just goes like right there. Isn't that cute? All right. And then we have more of these little branches. But this feels a little thicker than the green ones. All right, so we're just going to put our little branch. And I'll do the same thing as I did before. I'll just lay it right in that glue dot because, you know, it's right there. All right. And then we have our little tail, or our little tag, and my little piece of thread. And then I'm going to take a little baby glue dot. And just like I did before, I'm going to put it right over top of that. So it's going to hide all that, you know, kind of blah stuff. And we'll put our little tag there, and then we'll just tie our little bow. So this one only has the ribbon or the twine or whatever on the little tag. We don't put it anywhere else on the card. All right, and then this one goes horizontally. But they all had the same linen-like textured card base. All right. And then this, I need to fix my tails a little bit. Come on, Diana. There you go. Cute. All right, and then this is just going to go on with dimensionals. But aren't these the cutest little cards? So this is a kit for October. I don't think it's going to last long. Just like the, oh my gosh, what was the one with the truck? That was last month. And it's been out of stock for a while. I think it's coming back, but, and I have a feeling this one will be the same thing. So if you want this kit, make sure you grab it soon because look how stinking cute. Oh, and I have to add the little blings. So these little blings are just like around like snow. So we're just going to put a couple. So one, well, a couple as in 3 because you always have to do the odd. So you do have a few of the little blings left if you decide that you want to, you know, put some more around. All right, so let me show you. So this kit, oh, and then it has these really cute envelopes. So look at the envelopes. The envelopes even have a really cute texture to them. And then they have that basic beige, and it's patterned like that stamp that has the snow and the stars. So it's super cute. So you have these cute little envelopes. And then it did 9 cards. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So isn't that the cutest little kit? All right, so, whoa, that was crooked. I've been messing with my camera. So now when I spin, it's like, because it's all crooked. So anyways, I'll have to hold my head like this. So anyway, so hopefully you like that kit. But like I said, grab it as soon as you can, because I have a feeling they'll run out. And then since it's Christmas, you know, I wouldn't think they would order tons, right? If they do run out in November, like, would they order more? I don't know. Because they might go, well, you know, we can't get them before Christmas, so I don't know, you know. So I would just say grab it if you can. Otherwise, I will see you Friday for my dies shorts, and I'm going to do a fun little unboxing with the toys that I showed you before, the little mystery boxes. So that will be at 3 o'clock Arizona time, same channel. If you have a question on anything, make sure you holler at me. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye for now.